Hi, glad to have you here on my channel. Your support genuinely means everything to me. Every like, every comment, every new subscriber gives me the push I need to keep bringing you more stories. I hope you enjoy this one because it truly changed my life. My name is David. I'm 23 years old, and just a week ago, I stepped into a new job as a cab driver. At first, it felt like nothing more than a way to scrape together some money, something to keep me occupied while I tried to figure out what direction my life was supposed to take. Romance wasn't even a thought in my mind. Between my worries about the future and the constant grind of getting through each day, love felt like a privilege made for other people. One night around 11 p.m., I was parked outside a nightclub. The street buzzed with soft chatter and bursts of laughter, the kind of atmosphere that feels warm, but with an edge of unpredictability. I was casually watching a movie on my phone when the passenger door suddenly swung open. "Are you free?" a woman asked. I looked up, taken aback. She was captivating, somewhere in her mid-40s, wearing an evening dress with a deep neckline that reflected the glow of the street lamps. Her short dark hair framed her face beautifully, and there was something about her presence that immediately set her apart from everyone spilling out of the club. "Yes, of course," I answered, trying to sound composed even though my heartbeat had picked up. "Let's pick up my friend first," she said as she settled elegantly into the back seat. Her perfume, subtle, expensive, unforgettable, spread through the car, wrapping the atmosphere in a strange, electric tension. We drove a few blocks to another club. She stepped inside and returned moments later, half supporting a woman who could barely stay upright. I would later find out her name was Emily. Together, we managed to get her into the car. Her slurred, incoherent murmurs filled the quiet space, while Marina, that was the elegant woman's name, merely rolled her eyes. Half amused, half exhausted, she sighed as we made our way through the quiet streets. 15 minutes later, we pulled up in front of a tall apartment building. Marina looked at me, her tone gentler than before. "Could you help me take her upstairs? I can't do it alone." I hesitated for a second. Drivers aren't supposed to cross that line. But the weariness in her eyes left me with no space to refuse. Together, we guided Emily up to the 12th floor and into an apartment that carried a soft scent of lavender. We eased her onto the bed, where she instantly drifted into heavy sleep. Back in the living room, Marina offered me tea. I started to turn it down, but she was already heading into the kitchen. Moments later, she returned with a tray of tea and cookies, and somehow, sitting across from her, it didn't feel like a random moment anymore. It felt like something I was meant to step into. As we talked, her story slowly unraveled. Tonight wasn't about fun, it was about numbing a wound. Marina had finalized her divorce, or rather, tried to drink away the sting of it. Her husband had traded her for someone younger, and this night out had been Emily's idea of healing. Her voice carried sadness, but beneath it, a quiet strength. She asked if there was someone in my life. I shook my head, and she smiled, not with bitterness, but with a kind of understanding that came from knowing loneliness too well. When she leaned forward to refill my cup, her face hovered close to mine. Too close. The room fell still for a moment. Then, almost in a breath, she said, "Stay." And I did. What followed remains burned into my memory, like a dream you don't want to escape. When it was finally time to leave, Marina didn't cling. She simply placed her number in my hand, her smile playful and certain. "Call me if you ever want to do this again," she whispered before giving me a soft kiss goodbye. I called the next day, and the one after that. Before long, it became our unspoken rhythm. Nights spent at her place, mornings where she made breakfast like we'd known each other for years. She opened a world of closeness and comfort I hadn't even realized I'd been longing for. Around her, I didn't feel like a lost kid driving a cab. I felt whole. Emily, thankfully, never remembered that night. Marina and I decided to keep what we shared between us, our private world. And I grew addicted to it. Sometimes I even planned my cab routes so I'd end up close to her building. Each time she opened the door, sometimes in elegant lingerie, sometimes wearing nothing but that teasing smile, everything outside faded. With her, I wasn't just David the cab driver, I was someone who mattered. Now, whenever I drive past that nightclub, I can't stop myself from smiling. If not for that single unexpected moment, my life would still feel dull, predictable, forgettable. Marina brought colour where there had been only grey, warmth where there had only been distance,